So now we have the head health tech of SCEI, Dr. Nishant Tikekar, who is taking care of the operations in SCEI, would like to talk about MEDHA, that is Medical Device Hackathon, and some glance of what SCEI is. I would now hand over the stage to Sir.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm waiting for my presentation to be opened up. Basically, at Symbiosis Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation, we are the entrepreneurial arm of Symbiosis. So if you have a bright idea or if you want to start something of your own, please walk into our offices. I'll show you the address. And then we will handhold you from the point of ideation to the point of business launch. Currently, we have about 16 incubators, people with ideas. We are all domain agnostic, meaning it doesn't matter which field you are in, you can come to our office. We have people who have ideas for an educational app, for a real estate-based business, for a novel way of doing charging, for a car-making industry. So one person is in biomedical. So read of the potential ideas and products. Some of them were discussed by our speakers, right from Mr. Vishwas Mahajan all the way to Mr. Dimate. And then if you walk into our office, we will give you a proper structured training based on workshops, which is held every Saturday, including the Very Lean Startup course that was mentioned by Mr. Mahajan earlier. And basically in a 6 months time, we hope to make it possible for you to go out and then start selling your product or developing your product or approaching the potential customers. That's the goal we have in mind. Within a 2-year period, we hope to launch you in the market. Before that, we will take you to investors as well. We'll take you to the investor community. We'll prepare you for that, and we will help you pitch in front of the investors. And all this comes at free of cost. But what I also intend to talk about today is that what you see over here is what is called the Symbiosis Health Science and Technology Park. This is a rendered image of the hospital. I believe you drove by it. Right in front of the Symbiosis Institute of Technology, we have started a new hospital and a medical school for women. And then currently, India is facing a huge healthcare challenge. These are the what you see here are the top 10 killer diseases within India, and they range all the way from developed world issues such as cardiovascular or cancer, as well as underdeveloped worlds, for example, neonatal or even digestive and infections that are causing massive number of deaths in India. And what that all it translates to is that 80% of our medical devices are imported, and this is not even the pharmaceutical industry, just the medical device industry. And we get huge bills of thousands of crores of rupees every year. Just 2017, the bill was about 7,400 crores just from USA over a total this thing. So the purpose of establishing, which we haven't but we will soon, is of establishing the Health Science and Technology Park is to address this gap and enable youngsters in India to come up with ideas specifically in the biomedical domain, walk into our offices, and then we'll guide them through the process of forming a biomedical company, which is a slightly different ballgame than starting a regular startup. Regular startup has less demands in terms of what should be the quality standards or regulatory standards that have to be met compared to biomedical and bioimplantable industry. India has adopted FDA regulations, US FDA regulations, as is from 2018, which means we have to build products that are of global standards. And one bad product coming out of a biomedical industry can mean that they will have to shut the shop ultimately. So it's very critical to have a very high quality mindset right from scratch when you are working in the biomedical industry. I'll show you just a couple of slides. I was at IIT Bombay before coming here in a center called BETIC, Biomedical Engineering Technology Incubation Center. It was headed by Professor Ravi. I was reporting to him. We used to build some products. This is a slide of how we built a product. Mr. Tapas and Mr. Adarsha, who are both engineers, one is an electronics engineer, the other is a mechanical engineer, worked with Dr. Nambiraj. So engineers working with medical doctors, and they found what we call a smart stethoscope. Smart stethoscope is this blue module that you see. It's an electronic filter that basically filters out the noise of the auscultation sounds of the heartbeats, amplifies the sound, and they attached a Bluetooth and a recorder to it so that the recorded sound can be directly transferred anywhere in the world or even emailed after recording in the world. So now you don't even need a doctor to measure the heartbeat. Anybody can measure the heartbeat and then send it to the doctor, and the doctor can diagnose the problem and send his or her feedback. We helped them get a patent. They formed a startup called IU Devices. They are in business selling these products for about 10,000 rupees a piece, which is essentially pocket change for a doctor. So this is a very good example of what we heard today. What is the market need? What is more useful for most number of people? So does it have a mass application? And then can we address the problem in a relatively inexpensive manner so that anybody in that field or anybody that is a customer can afford that product? So at IIT, they were working at many such, and then of course we helped them get the right mileage in the media too. They were published in a Times of India article within Bombay. So we used to work on a number of different problems in IIT. The video that you see on the right is actually that of Jaipur Foot. Jaipur Foot people approached IIT Bombay, and then they modified the design to, it used to be a wooden foot. They modified the design to make it more, easily maneuverable, lightweight, and then the cast that is used to attach to the leg is prepared using 3D printing. Which is prepared using measurements using a 3D scanner. So it's like a custom-made cast that fits perfectly to the leg of the patient, and then it restores natural movement for the patient much easily. The image on the left is that of Dr. Anvay Mule. He's a Pune-based doctor. He approached IIT Bombay to build a artificial heart, essentially, or artificial valve that goes inside the heart, made out of the natural valve. So instead of putting an artificial valve inside the heart, which has a high rate of rejection, he wanted to build a valve using the pericardium or the outer skin of the heart. So this is an actual photograph of him making that making that valve out of the pericardium. IIT Bombay gave him very specifically designed devices. He has a patient lying next to him with an open chest, and he's building this valve, and then he puts it in the patient and restores the life of the patient. We have worked on another project called Clubfoot Brace Monitor. Clubfoot is basically a neonatal condition that can be quickly resolved within a specified period of time. And if it's not resolved, then it results in deformity for the rest of their lives. But Clubfoot was devised by Stanford University. They teamed up with IIT Bombay. IIT Bombay put a Bluetooth recorder and electronic, recording device on it, which enabled anybody to monitor and track how long the clubfoot was being worn and if the parents were taking proper care of using the clubfoot on their children. The figures that you see in green are the number of positive impacts on lives of people. And these are old figures. These are last year figures, so they have improved. So these are all the people that have been impacted positively thanks to some of the products that were built at IIT Bombay. Diabetic foot screening was another innovative product. Then glaucoma screening was another innovative product. So we now have at SCEI much more than what we had at IIT Bombay. We have the training. We will give you dedicated mentorship, technical mentorship as well as business mentorship. We have a resident in-house patent lawyer who will help you find the patent. We have registration services that will help you form the startup. And then we will help you go pitch to the investors. We will prepare you. We will give you the slide templates to go, pitch to the investors. We will help you build a business model or build a business plan that Mr. Mahajan earlier talked about. And then once you are ready, we'll take you to investors, and hopefully they will fund your startup with lots more money and help you become rich in the process. So this is just a quick slide. Essentially, we handhold you from the point of ideation to the point of commercialization in a step-by-step manner. So anyone that has an idea or is interested in forming a startup can come to us. We plan to hold a biomedical device hackathon pretty soon. It will happen either end of August or somewhere in the month of September. We hope over there you don't even have to have an idea. We have actual problems that have been defined by doctors. We will show you the problems. We will build multidisciplinary teams during the hackathon, and then you will have to build a small prototype during the hackathon over a 2-day period. They will be judged by external invited judges who will mostly be doctors and entrepreneurs. And winners will be selected to incubate at Symbiosis Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. So if you are interested, this QR code that you see, that's the code for a Google form that you have to fill out in case you want to participate in the hackathon. Or you can also send an email to this email ID, common@scei.org.in. Once again, common@scei.org.in. Just express your willingness to participate in the hackathon. We will send you the Google form link you will have to fill out. And then selected participants will be contacted later with the information and the exact dates and how we will help you. You don't even need an idea or you don't even need a business product or anything. Just come to us, just be willing to participate over a 2-day hackathon, and then be willing to incubate at SCEI, and you're golden. You have a good chance to incubate with us, and over a 2-year period we'll help you form the startup. That's our staff. You know me now, Ms. Himani Goswami and Mrs. Jyoti Joshi. If in case I'm not in the office, you can talk to them as well. Thank you for your kind attention. We welcome you to approach us and look forward to launching you. Thank you so much. So this basically marks the end of the conference. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your valuable time and sitting through the conference. We have tea for students outside, and we appreciate your presence. Hopefully your stay in Symbiosis will be awesome. You don't have to wait to graduate to come to us. You can be an entrepreneur and a student simultaneously. Like Mr. Mahajan said, we wish we had these opportunities and guidance when we were students. Make the most of it when you have them. Thank you.
I would also like to thank all the dignitaries on stage for taking their time off their very busy schedule and giving us, enlightening us and guiding us with all the knowledge, all the real life examples, everything, sharing it with us and all the audience. I'm sure they are taking a lot with them today. And with this, I, Himani Goswami, would like to sign off with the Entrepreneurship Conference 2019. Thank you.